Please make sure you're on page 3. And today we're going to talk about the mode, which is one of our measures of central tendency. The number are numbers that appear the most often. So let's write that down. Most often in a set of data is or are called the mode. A set of data can have no mode, one mode, or many modes. It may be helpful to put the data in order from least to greatest first, particularly if the data set is large. So we're starting out with a large set of data, and I am going to go ahead and put the data set in order, which is also going to help us later on when we're looking at the mean. So I'm going to start with the very first one. I'm just going to highlight them. As I look at the lowest number, I see that our lowest number right now, if we're working with a range, would be 10. And our highest number, if we're working with a range, would be 92. So we need to start with 10 and then complete it up to 92. As I write the set of data in order, I usually try to cross it off as I go through, but I cross it off lightly. That way if I make an error, I can go by and rewrite it. So I'm seeing 23 as the next number, and I see 23 again. So far we have two 23s, and I see a third 23. So far that's looking like a great candidate to be our mode. The next number in order I see is 36, followed by 42, and then another number in the 40s, 45, and then there's 52, oh, and another 52, so this is looking like another good candidate for the mode, and yes, there's a third 52. As I scan the data for any more 50s, I do not see any, so I'm going to go on to the 60s, where I see 68, followed by 71, followed by 84, and then finally 92. So we want to make sure all of our data items are accounted for. So we want to count the original data. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 data values. So let's make sure we've copied all of them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have accounted for all of our data items. And now it's easy to see, as we discovered as we were doing this list, that there are 3 23s and 3 52s, which means this is a situation where we have two modes. There can always be more than one mode, and there can be a situation where there's no modes, no numbers are repeated. So in this case, 23 and 52 are the modes. So let's go on to our next situation. You can see from this set of data, it's a little bit less cumbersome and will be easier to put in order. So the situation says that Linda and her 7 friends went out to the seashore to collect seashells. The following is the number of seashells collected by each of them. So let's start the process of going ahead and listing in order our data items. Again, it's not necessary, but it can be very helpful. It makes it a little bit more obvious what numbers are repeated. So as I scan the data, I can see that 19 is the lowest number and 33 is the highest number. So I'm going to start with 19, and there is another 19. Next, we're going to go into numbers in the 20s, 25, 26, 29, and now numbers in the 30s. We have 30, 32, and finally 33. So our highest number is 33. So let's again count our data items to make sure everything's accounted for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers all accounted for. Now as we scan the data, again we're looking for the numbers that are repeated, and I see 19 is the only set of numbers that are repeated, and so the mode in this case is 19. Again, putting them in order often makes it more obvious, and it's easy sometimes to miss a number when we have a scattered amount of data. So now it's your turn to find the mode of the following 3 sets of data. So please pause the video and restart it when you're finished to look at the answers. There are 9 data values in the set for letter C. So I've counted for all of them. As you can see, as we look at this data, 30 is repeated. However, 51 is repeated 3 times. So it is 51 that is the mode because we see it most often. Letter D also has 9 data items, and as we scan the data, no numbers are repeated. So in this case, there is no mode. So for this particular set of data, it was nice that they told us there's 15 breeds of dogs, so we should have 15 data items. And as we scan through, we can see that 21 is repeated and 25 is repeated. However, 21 is repeated 3 times, and we only see 25 2 times. So the mode for this set of data would be 21. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.